Well, first of all, I would like to welcome everybody to our quarterly Inspire tradition. For those of you that have not been to one of these events before, we've put these events together for our team members to share some of their talents, knowledge, and to inspire us all to live a better life. And so, first of all, I wanted to welcome all of our team members. Thank you for being here. I would like to give a special welcome to our events team, the road warriors that are here. So let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I know many of you have traveled from faraway places, and travel is in your blood, as you do that every single week. So thank you for that. And then, of course, wanted to thank all the family members that have come and joined us for this edition of the Inspire event. So it's the beginning of the year, and so we have a very timely topic tonight. We have a very special guest, somebody who has been helping a lot of our team members improve the health and overall wellness in our lives. And I know I've personally been inspired by some of the things that he's been teaching, and have had an opportunity to apply some of it. All of us have different reasons to remain healthy. Some of us because we want to look good, right, and go out, find nice dates, etc. Right? Some of us because we have kids that we want to make sure that we are well and healthy and have energy for, right? And just in general, all of us need energy in our daily lives to make our lives better, right? So tonight we have a very special guest, and he's going to share with us some of the techniques that he's been developing over long periods of time. Hey, mister, what is this? You want to talk? You want to say something? No. Oh, okay. All right. Just checking. And so he's been sharing with us some of the techniques, and of course, since it's Fortune Builders, there's got to be a system to it, right? This is not just about little bits and pieces of knowledge, and so. And this year, we're embarking actually on a program that Terry Givens, who's going to be giving the speech tonight, and thank you for being here, he's going to be sharing with us the system, and I believe he's going to be inviting all of us here to participate. So without further ado, because the myth, the legend himself, the fountain of youth guru of the Fortune Builders is here, so please give him a very warm welcome. Thank you.
Hello. Hi. Hi, Fortune Builders. Hi. What's going on tonight? I see it's so cool. I get to see some of the travel crew, the gladiators, the Spartans that are never home. They're always out spreading the message and making us look good on the road. So before I even get started, let's give a hand for all the crew that travels, that gets our message out. And thank you, there you are. Thank you. I appreciate your kind words. Don't be sneaking up on a brother from behind. You never know what's going to happen. Appreciate your kind words. Stay in front, though. Just kidding. So, let's see what we're going to do here. I have a little surprise for you guys. So, obviously, we're constantly at the Inspire events, right? Every quarter, I'm kind of honored to be up here because I've seen Than up here. Right, I've seen a lot of our big-time speakers up here. I've seen Benny come up here. I've seen Randy up here. I've seen Parker up here. I've seen Christy. Just some really cool messages that these guys always share. Kind of some specialties, some pimp thing they can do with their life, right? That they want to share with us. And I think it was cool that I get to share with you guys what I'm passionate about and what I've kind of been working on for the last almost a decade now. So. Who already kind of knows I'm the kind of the health guy and you've done some of my cleanses or any of that wild stuff, right? So first off, this is not a cleanse. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm not going to make you guys do that. That's advanced. That's ninja stuff. That's just white belts, ninja stuff. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm going to have you guys do at a company level. So first off, Than and Conrad and Paul and JD have kind of thumbsed up what I've been kind of working on to get in the company for a while is we're going to do a wellness initiative project for the entire company. So basically the gist of it is we had 4 months where I get to kind of share with you guys a lot of the stuff that I've been working on my blog, working on my book. My book's coming out in, I'll tell you that. The book's going to be coming out pretty soon. That I've been sharing about how to, well, thank you. That's 3 slides in. I kind of let that one slip out. On what I've been doing to help out a lot of folks, a few thousand folks, to grow younger as you age. It's not about cleansings, right? It's not about CrossFit workouts. It's not about kicking butt, doing push-ups. This isn't about running a marathon. Those are all very good things, mind you. But I think a lot of that starts at the core base of, you know, the abs are made in the kitchen, is what they say a lot of times. So my goal here with this presentation, what we're going to do for the next 4 months on Fortune Builder's Dime, is help each and every one of us turn back the hands of time a little bit is my goal. So like I say here, I want to explode. Turn on my clicker. My goal is really explode everyone's energy. I want you guys to lose a lot of fat, and I want you to turn back the hands of time. So that's my goal of what I want to impart into you when we're done here. And I'm going to do a little bit of a brainwash in the process to make that happen. So it's January 13th. Has anyone already broken any New Year's resolutions at all? Any broken ones? Okay, cool, cool, cool. Anyone make kind of like a health or fitness-based resolution? Shout out a couple. Let me hear a couple.
Not drink.
Don't drink. The man with the beer says. Anybody else?
Cycle 60 miles a week.
Cycle 60 miles a week. That's very cool. Anyone else?
Drop 20.
Drop 20 pounds.
Yep.
Good job. So I've made resolutions. We all have. So this is not a resolution. Let me be clear here. This is not a resolution per se. This is going to be a new lifestyle choice for some of us in the room for a while, right? And we're all going to tackle this thing together. So let me give you a little background. So my story. I am a regular dude. I'm from Ohio. Is anyone else here from Ohio? All right. You from Ohio. You are Cincinnati nasty. It's the nasty natty, some of us call it. Some of us. So I'm not from California, born and raised, right? We didn't do this whole sun-dried tomato thing, right? We didn't do the calorie counting, the reading your food, the cottage cheese, low fat. We didn't do any of that, right? I was born and raised in a place where we had 2 food groups. What are they? Meat and potatoes, and with butter on it. Thank you. So I came about this whole health thing kind of, it took me a long time in life to get that way. So I remember I was a normal guy, and I would eat fast food a bunch, right? Because that's what my family always ate. So it was a point in time where I was eating fast food twice a day. And it wasn't a bad thing, right? Because to me, Wendy's French fries taste different than Burger King's French fries, right? That's a whole different meal. Or I'd have some Domino's pizza, which is different than some Skyline chili that I'd eat. So I was eating fast food nonstop, and then I never got huge overweight. I never blew up per se. But my weak spot was always my joints, right? Anybody got bad knees, bad ankles, anything like that? So for me, when I was eating like a maniac, right, I never blew up so much, but I used to play a lot of beach volleyball back in the day, and that affected my lifestyle going forward. But it happened for me early in. Like in high school, I remember I had hip flexors, right? I used to run track, but I had to stop running track because I couldn't run anymore. Like my hips were too jacked up. This was in high school, was the result of my lifestyle. Then I'm like, well, I need a new sport that I can play. So then I got into volleyball in college, and in Ohio, volleyball is a sissy sport. So you know I was desperate at that point. So I'm playing volleyball there in college, and then I would roll my ankles, right? I would have had these very weak ankles. So I was the captain of the volleyball team, and then I go play volleyball, and I roll my ankle, and then I'd be out of the season for about 2-3 weeks on crutches, and then I would get back in the game, and then I would literally roll my other ankle, seriously, and I would be on crutches again for another 2-3 weeks. So for me, my ankles were always a bad deal. And then I got through high school, I got through college, I graduated out, I was in my 20s, I had shoulder surgery because my shoulders kept messing up on me, and I don't condone surgery now, but I got shoulder surgery then, and then by the time I was 32 years old, my knees were so messed up, I couldn't play more than a game of volleyball, right? The pain was too sharp, and I just couldn't handle it. I remember being 32 years old, and I couldn't do this little number right here, where you're bending down, and you're trying to do something low down. Does anyone have bad knees in here? Who's hurting right now watching me with the bad knee deal? Right? This is crazy. At 32 years old, so now I'm 10 years older, and what I'm going to show you is how I got around all that, what I started doing at that point. The way it all kind of started was kind of, you know, one of those serendipity things. I went to a Tony Robbins event. Everyone in the room knows Tony Robbins, right? He has a 3-day event. The 4th day was all about health. And it was not on my radar at all. I was very disappointed he was going to be talking about health. I came there to learn how to walk on fire, right? And this dude's talking about health. So fortunately, I stayed because it was a $1,000 event, and I wanted to get my money's worth. But what he talked about that day helped me understand the difference between health and fitness, right? Health and fitness. So you guys, you know there's a difference, right? So fitness means, you know, you got some muscles, right? You got the six-pack going. You can lift very heavy things, right? You got that physique going on the outside. Health is a whole different ball of wax. Health means your organs are working on the inside of you. It means you have energy, right? It means you live longer. It means that you don't have the wrinkles. It means your body's functions are functioning well. You're not going to be the guy that pops up with cancer years later. So health and fitness, it really clicked in my head that day. And that's just when I went bonkers, right? I started reading books. I started going, watching documentaries. I'm going to workshops, seminars. I got certified as a nutritionist. I just took this thing to the next level. And then I started rewiring myself because I thought at 32 years old, I should be able to play some volleyball, right? I shouldn't be in my head saying, man, I guess I'm getting too old. I'm getting too old. Let me just play with these golf clubs my father bought me. Nothing's wrong with golf. But I didn't want to do that at 32 years old. So then I started putting some things together, made a little system out of it. People said, hey, these are cool posts on Facebook. You should get a blog. I didn't know what the hell a blog was, so I got a blog. And then I started putting them up there. And I would tell people to do all these different things. Go to this website here, download this book, watch this video, go to this seminar. And it dawned on me, I should just put it all in one concise place, call it a book, and then work on that. So we'll talk about that a little more. And that was where we are right now, is that my book is coming out. Thank you. On January 21st. And there will be a lot more, we'll talk about this, but this is the culmination of 8 years of trial and error on how to kind of biohack your body, right? Hacking a computer means there's a program and you figure out a way that you can make that program act differently than it is supposed to. Even though we know you push a button, if you put a username in, a login, a computer expects a text to come in there and you start to log in. A hack is you put, instead of text in that box, you put a computer code that goes behind the scenes and makes that program do something that you're controlling it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing biohacking, where I know how our cells have a stimulus and a response, right? I know cause and effect inside the body all the way down to the cellular level. And that's what I'm going to talk about, is how to rewire that so that we can reverse the aging process, have a lot more energy, get rid of a lot of our chronic illnesses and pains. So the book's going to kind of describe everything that I've been going through for the last 8 years. And I'm going to take us on a 4-month journey at Than's and JD and Paul and Conrad's expense for each and every person in the company that wants to go along that 4-month ride, where I'm going to help step you through everything that's going on in the book. So, and another little surprise is there's actually giving away the book for free starting on Thursday. So the reason, thank you. The reason that is I want a lot of reviews, right? Reviews are what sells things nowadays. So once I get the promotional link to send that out, I want everyone in the world to try to get this damn thing for free. Go get it for free, sign up, leave a review. Read the book, obviously, if you want, or whatever. Right? Leave a review, because that's really going to help the launch go really well. So I'll be sending out more details on that. But this is going to be the first time I've ever kind of taken a whole company through a structured process to make this all work. So first off, let's jump into the nitty-gritty because I want to leave a lot of question and answer at the end of this. And I'm giving out some cool, fun prizes for participation. For participation. There will be prizes for those things. So keep in mind, when I start throwing out questions, I want to hear something back. So first off, why are we resetting our bodies? Pretty simple stuff. We got some problems in America. I got my buddy here that I was in Sweden for 4 months this past summer, and one of my best friends is visiting right now. Everyone turn to say hi to James. Hi, James. While I was living over there, it's interesting to see the food sources and how it affects the people versus how the food source here affects the people here. And the reason that we have to reset our body is our food here is inherently a little less than desirable on the scale of quality, right? We had crap food here. So we shouldn't have to reset our body. It's not a thing that's been going on for thousands of years. Cavemen weren't resetting their body, right? It doesn't have to happen. People in different countries where they're not as technically advanced don't have to reset their bodies, but we do here for these reasons, right? I mean, half of people are taking a couple medications a day in America. One or two or more medications, half of the population has to pop a pill to survive comfortably that day, right? That's more than half our population. 15 million people have diabetes. My girlfriend sent me a cool video today about, it was a poem written by a woman talking about childhood onset diabetes. And it's amazing, these little 5-year-old kids that are so overwhelmed with sugar, you know, they've had 21,000 Cokes by the time they're 5 years old. So we're having issues right that. We have 1 out of every 4 deaths in America is from cancer. 1 out of every 4 people that have died in the entire country is from some form of cancer. And then 2 out of every 3 people are overweight. 2 out of every 3 people. So look to your left and look to your right. Those people are fat. All right, you're fine. It's those people there is the issue. So here's how the whole thing works, right? We're doing a 4-month journey, all of us. Here are the rules, and here are the prizes, and here's how cool it's going to be for everyone. Number 1, 4 months long. What day is this? That's right. We're starting tomorrow. We're going to end at the end of May. Next thing, we're going to do one of my reset challenges. You'll see those in a minute. We'll do one of those per month as a group. All of the company will participate in this one challenge as a group. I think there's 300 or so folks and fortune builders, and family and friends are allowed to participate as well, right? So all of us as a group are going to be attacking a challenge to help one another make it through these things, right? Each month, one participant is going to win a prize. Right? Here's the cool thing. The more people that participate, the better the prize is. Right? So the cool thing is if you are hacking away at your laptop and you look over and you see your coworker that's not doing the challenge, get them in the challenge. You get them in, we all get a better prize. Everything is pretty cool. And then at the end, there's going to be one grand prize for one person that completes all of these challenges. So what are the challenges? We're not going to talk about that just yet. Gotcha. Here's what you guys want to do. The most important thing you want to do is start to get registered on the site so that you guys can start to get involved in the process. We can boost the numbers up, and you're going to get a head start on all the people that aren't here tonight. Are you guys down with a head start? Oh, yeah. Get down with a head start. So go to Reset Your Body. You can do this from your phone or your laptop. You can do it now. We'll see who registers by the time we leave here. I'm going to give every person that registers by the time they leave here a little prize as well. So if you go to resetyourbody.com/login, then you click Create an Account. We'll go over this later, not right now. Don't worry, Sean, you're fine. And then we're going to, from company, it's important. You have to select fortune builders from the list of the companies so you're not jumping out, you're not out in the solo login world. You're logged in under the fortune builders account, and then we'll talk about what to do with that. But you can start there, resetyourbody.com/login. So before I go talking about the challenges, and before I go talking about telling you what to do and how to do it, the first thing I need to do is change your thinking a little bit. Does Fortune Builders talk a lot about mindset? Have you guys ever heard about mindset? We're going to talk a lot about that. So I can tell you what to do right now. It'll take me 15 minutes, and you all could leave this room and be done with it. The trick is the mindset of once you have the knowledge of you actually implementing it, making it a priority, and then having a system to follow it so that we don't leave this room and then life starts to happen. So my goal here is to really get inside you guys' head a little bit and kind of do a little bit of a brainwash. I say that facetiously, but it's kind of like our students, right? Our job with our students is to make our students, our mastery students, think like us, right? When they think like us, they can't help but act like us. If we can get people to start to think like Than, Paul, Conrad, they will inherently start acting like Than, Paul, and Conrad. So they just can't help it. It's not a choice they're making. It's just their thoughts decide their actions. So first thing I want to do is help you guys to help you embrace a lot of this a little bit more. Let's talk about some of your beliefs. So when I was at the Tony Robbins event, he had us do a cool exercise. So you guys can take out a sheet of paper or maybe get on your phone and take some notes or keep it in your head. But he had us figure out what our limiting beliefs were as far as health was concerned. Limiting beliefs. So what does that mean? That means what are the things that I'm doing now that are preventing me from having, what are the things I believe now that are preventing me from taking actions to have better health? Right? What do I believe now that's keeping me from acting healthier? So for me, I remember at the time, one of my big limiting beliefs was it doesn't matter what I do, they made a pill to make me feel better. So no matter what I do, I can always find a pill that makes me feel better. How does that affect your actions, you think? Makes you lazy? You don't do, because if you don't do the things you're supposed to do, there's something, you could hurt yourself all you want. There's someone that'll bail you out. Nope, no responsibility. So that was bad. Another thing I used to have as a limiting belief was it runs in my family. Right? So it doesn't really matter what I do. If my father had a heart disease, his grandfather had a heart disease, I'm going to have a heart disease too. I'm just waiting for my turn. I'm going to have a lot of fun until then. So how does that make you act? Yeah, reckless. And you have no consequence for your actions because no matter what I do, nothing good's going to happen. So why don't you guys, you have your own limiting beliefs as well. What do you guys, shout out a few limiting beliefs that you guys might have. I'm too old. I hate that one too, because that was the one that got me stuck for a while. Don't have the right body type. Too hard. Well, that's more of an obstacle than a belief. Well, you kind of believe. I guess if you believe that. Yeah, if you believe you're too busy. Yep. You think you're broken. You think your stuff don't work no more. What's that? You're set in your ways. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Your blue jeans? Your blue jeans is messed up? Your jeans with a G. Write these things down. Seriously, write these down. Get them out on paper. Because I want us to take an opportunity to look at where that belief came from. Right? Did you guys hear it in a commercial, maybe? Did you hear from a family member? Did you see it happen to someone you know and then it became part of your belief structure? I mean, once you really get these things out on paper, you'll see that a lot of this stuff there's really no backing, no founding behind it to figure out why it is that we think we're so, there's going to be a problem. Like, for instance, the caterpillar. If a caterpillar didn't believe, this is an analogy here, if he didn't believe that he could turn into a butterfly, would he take the time to spin this silly cocoon? Right? If that's a lot of work, if you don't believe that you're going to have some good outcome, you would not go through this effort to spin this cocoon. Fortunately, caterpillars don't have the internet. Right? They're not over there looking up stuff on, oh my God, this guy's cocoon project didn't work out. Right? They don't have a lame, naysaying friend that's like, hey man, that cocoon thing, that's whack. That's whack. They don't have that. They just do it. They believe it's going to work. So no matter what I tell you guys to do, if you don't believe it's going to have some effect on you, you won't do it. You can see all the cool testimonies you want. I can make it make as much logical sense as you want. But if you don't believe it's actually going to work for you, you won't do it. And that's the part that I have to change here, because that's the part I think we all deserve to get a little better results. So those are your beliefs. I would write those down. If you get a chance later on, write down those limiting beliefs. Now let's talk about some life challenges that you might have. So life challenges are a bit different than beliefs, because this is something unique to your life, your situation, right? Your background, your day-to-day, that makes it more difficult for you to do something a little healthier. So, for instance, a lot of people say they have this challenge called kids. Like it's a disease. Like, I got the kids. Right? You know, I can't have time to do anything. I got the kids, man. I can't deal with it. As a man that has no children that I know of, it's important that I say that, because I know it is difficult, right? I know it's hard to have a life you taken care of, but your kids, here's the hint, your kids don't want you getting sick on their behalf, right? Your kids do not want you later in life saying, oh man, I would have been healthier, I would have had a better lifestyle if it weren't for you, right? What is that? Your kids are watching you. Everything you do, your child is watching. You may tell them to do A, but they're watching you do B, they're doing B. Right? Whatever you're eating, whatever you're making time for in your life, whatever it is, your kids are watching. So kids, don't use that as a challenge. Use that as an inspiration. Right? Use that as something that you can set an example for and leave a legacy by behaving the right way for your kids. So that's one challenge. You mentioned like traveling. Being on the road is a bit of a challenge. What other challenges maybe are unique to your situation, you think, guys? Time? Not having enough time? Okay.
Not only time, but I mean the fluctuation of East Coast time, West
Yeah.
Coast, blah blah blah.
Bouncing around time zones, trying to catch up on sleep, things like that. Yep. Terrible food, yeah, terrible hotel food. Whenever I travel, I always get the buffet in the morning, which costs $900,000. But I get to pick, I get a whole mess of fruit, right? And then I go to the omelet bar. I only get 2 damn things there. I'm wasting my money. But I get to go to the omelet bar and I get a whole bucket of fruit. So no matter where I am, I can always make sure that I get what I want without having a lot of breads and muffins and pastas and all that. Whenever I travel on the road. So there's ways around that. What other challenges do you got? Sickness, being sick? Being sick or being afraid of getting sick? What do you mean?
Like if you have
Okay. Yep. You might have a health issue that keeps you from doing some of these different healthier things, or you have to take a lot of medications because you're on you're having a particular illness. Yes, sir.
I absolutely love things that are really
What you talking about?
bad. Like pasta.
No, pasta. We're talking about food. It's a whole different meeting what that was. I agree. It's funny how all the worst stuff for you tastes the best, huh? Yeah, it's tricky. So write down your challenges. Right? When you get them out on paper, it gets out of your head and you can start to do something about it. You can start making some checklists. Right? You can start taking some action steps when you see these challenges of yours. So start using a system the same way we do with our real estate businesses and our businesses here. Start putting some structure to these things that we're trying to overcome. So one challenge or belief that's a problem for a lot of people is they think that we are these frail, like these fragile little bodies that if someone sneezes on us, we're going to get the bubonic plague or Ebola. Right? If we go out on a cold day and it's raining, we're going to get pneumonia and end up dying 4 days later. We just have this vision that we're these weak, frail things that should live in a bubble. And I'm here to let you know that we are not weak and we are not frail. So I'm going to take you on a quick tour through this amazing human body that you all have to remind you what you were like when you were younger. Right? So first off, you're dying every damn minute. What does that really mean? That means every minute some cells in your body are dying. Right? You don't like that? It's the truth. It just happened just now. But let me explain the good side of that. So about 300 billion cells or so die every day in your body. They just die. They get old, their time is up, they brush off of your skin, but 300 billion cells died that day, so what do you think happened to replace them? 300 billion new cells were born. Where'd they come from? Whatever the hell you ate that day, right? What did you eat today? Good job. Salad man right here. Beer man over there. So that's the good news. Your whole body replaces all of its cells every 7 to 10 years. Your body makes a whole new set of cells. You have a whole new body every 7 to 10 years. Scientifically proven. So why do we keep making the same old body? Yep, same old garbage. We'll talk about that. So you have 50 billion white blood cells in your body, 50 billion with a B. They're trying to fight bacteria, viruses, keep you safe, keep you strong so that you don't get sick every time someone sneezes or coughs on you. So you're not this defenseless creature, right? Your human body is super strong. You got bones. Your bones are stronger than concrete. They've done tests where there's 4 times stronger than concrete. Your bones are. Your kidneys are filtering. There's 2 million filters in your kidneys to handle all that booze that I drank all last weekend before I started my cleanse here, right? You get your stomach acid. Your stomach acid can burn a hole in nickel. If you let your stomach acid sit on nickel, it'll burn a hole in about 5 minutes. Good news is your stomach lining is regenerating every few minutes. So your body's strong enough to handle this stuff. You're making enough heat to boil water in about 30 minutes. So we're very strong creatures. We're not these weak things that right now we're in a weakened state. Let me say that. Right? Who's been at work where you're sitting at your desk and then you reach up for the file cabinet and you pull something, right? You're down here doing something and you get a Charlie horse from sitting at a desk, right? That's not normal. That's just we're in a weakened state right now. That's not how you were born. Children aren't like that. I used to have my little brother. My brother was 13 years younger than me. I dropped that dude on his head so many times. This isn't being recorded, is it? It's cool. So, but he's fine. Kinda. But the point is, we're stronger, more flexible, more resilient, and we just kind of lose that over the years, and we kind of forget, right? We kind of forgot what it was like when we were young kids, like Christmas morning. Who's seen kids on Christmas morning? What the hell are they doing? I feel like they're made of rubber. They're bouncing on the walls, they're breaking stuff, they're playing with toys, they're screaming, they're pulling somebody's hair, they're sticking things in the electrical sockets, they're just fired up. We used to all be like that little kid too. Right? We all have that energy. We jumped out of bed, fired up, instead of snoozing 8, 9, 10 times. Right? We all used to have that energy too, but it's kind of slowly been sapping away over time. And what I want to do is help get us all back to that vibrant state again. So ask yourself this question, I guess. On a scale of 1 to 10, you don't have to yell your answer out. Right? On a scale of 1 to 10, do you think you're healthy? How healthy do you think you are on a scale of 1 to 10? Think about that in your head. And when I'm saying healthy, like I say, healthy is not fitness. Health is not fitness, right? There's people that are very fit that are terrible health. Like, who remembers FloJo? Florence Griffith Joyner, right? She was a huge track star back in the 80s. Beautiful woman, amazing shape, fastest woman on earth, and she was fine. Fine. Okay, she looked very good, this woman. Died in her sleep at 38 years old. She had seizures. Right? She wasn't as healthy as she needed to be. Her body on the inside was corroding away, decaying away, and outside she looked fantastic. So that's what we're trying to work on here, is figuring out how healthy we are right now, and we're going to figure out, I'm going to let you guys know what I've decided, what I've researched, found what true health is. So here's the first giveaway. Who knows where your energy comes from in your body? Keep going. Calories. What else? What was that word? Mitochondria. That's very good. Give her a 2 clap. Mitochondria. I'm going to give you this amazing. You'll see how this is going to come into play later in the show here. There's nothing in this. There's no vodkas, no alcohol. You are welcome. Mitochondria. Mitochondria are part of a. What's this? That's a cell. I'm going to show you how all this whole thing works. So who else knows the parts of a cell? What, we got the nucleus, we got mitochondria, what else? Ribosomes. What else? Okay. Plasma. Okay, I don't know any of that stuff. Biology was a long time ago. But here's what your cells are. Your cells are making all of the energy in your body. I'm going to explain how that works. So you have your body. You have this vessel, right, that you have every day that you're given this gift to have. And your body is made up of a whole bunch of organs to start with, right? So first we got some skin, we got a heart, we got a liver, we got some kidneys, and then it's all wrapped up in this biggest organ that's called what? That's right, skin is an organ. So as sexy as we all think we are nothing but a skin bag of organs, first off. So you're a bunch of organs. Well, what are organs made up? Well, we go down another level. Right, we got some tissue, we got some ligaments, we have some muscle, right? We boil it all the way down. What are those components made of? We go all the way down, all we really are is a bunch of cells. We are just a whole bunch of cells that are really dumb and they have one job, right? That cell does what it does until it's dead and nothing special. If it's a heart cell, it does heart stuff. And then a whole bunch of other heart cells come together and they make a heart. And if it's a brain cell, it just does brain stuff. It knows how to do what it needs to do. We don't need to tell a cell what to do it needs to do. We don't need to tell a cut how to heal. It heals. Cells know what to do what they do. This is how many cells we have in our body. What number is this? Who said that? 100 trillion. The accountant. Look at this. Amazing how it works out. 100 trillion cells. Let me give you a jug just because you made the A-team look good just now. So, 100 trillion cells is all we are. And if you can make one cell do great, then all the other cells are going to do great. You just need to figure out what's the hack. How do you make a cell live longer? Right? How do you make a cell work stronger? How do you make a cell more healthy? Forget about the whole body and the whole organ thing. How do you make a cell stronger? Because a good strong heart cell surrounded by a bunch of strong heart cells equals a strong heart. So here is kind of how that all works. There's three things that cells need. There's been studies done. We're going to talk about a study that was done that makes cells live kind of almost to perpetuity. They're stronger. They last longer. There's three things that cells need for them to stay alive. What's number one? Oxygen. How long can you live if you hold your breath? Yep. 10 minutes if you're Michael Phelps, right? 10 minutes. That's how important oxygen is. Not just air, right? Oxygen is at making a cell live longer. What's the second most important thing to your cells? Water. How long can you live without water? Yep, about a week. About a week if you don't have a camel. It's a camel joke. So water is critical for your body. Fresh water, right? We don't want water with chemicals in it. We don't want fluids, right? We don't want liquids because those are not the same as water. We'll talk about that. We want fresh water. Then what's the third most beneficial thing for your body, for your cells? What's that? Waste removal from your cells, right? We're not talking about from your whole body, but cells metabolize, they have natural waste they produce just from their normal activity, right? You don't have to eat a bag of Cheetos to have waste in your body. Your cells, if you're the healthiest human being on the planet Earth, your body with cells will still produce waste. It's like the little cells, they do a little poop, right? Cells, they do stuff and then they go poop, and it pops it out. But you got to get rid of this waste or it builds up and the cell smothers on itself and it's all its cell poop. So they did an experiment in when did Dr. Oswald do that? 1932, they did an experiment. What they did was they took some chicken cells and they put them in some petri dishes and then they gave them fresh oxygen, they gave them fresh water, and they removed the waste in these cells, in these petri dishes, to these chicken cells. So first off, who knows the average lifespan of your average chicken? 2 years, you say? 5 years? 6 weeks? If you're eating eggs, that's how long it goes. Sean says 10. It is between 7 to 10 years is what your average chicken will live that long. That's crazy, huh? I didn't think they'd make it that far. 7 to 10 years, how long your average chicken lives. So then you got this Petri dish, right? You're putting fresh oxygen in there. You're putting fresh water in there, and you're changing the waste. How long do you think they were able to keep those chicken cells alive? Still alive. They would be, but they killed them after a while. What's your guess? Forever. Close to forever. 30 years. Good guess. 30 years. Here's why. They stopped the experiment after 32 years because the doctor died, and they were like, well, these damn things are never going to die. Really. They just stopped it because nothing was happening to the chicken cells, right? So how is it the chicken only lives 10 years, but the cells live 32 years plus beyond? How is that possible? The cells were in a better environment. The chicken is not in the optimum environment, so the cells age faster. Just like us, we are not in our optimum environment. Our cells are aging way too fast. What's the average life expectancy nowadays? Yeah, it's like 78, 80 years old or so. I personally believe that human beings can live to about 150 years of age. Right? You're not this, crippled thing with tubes all in you, and you're dragging your feet, you're pushing one of the carts with a golf ball stuck in the bottom of it. You're not doing that. You're this vibrant, energetic, amazing, spunky vehicle of a body, and then you pass away from old age. I think we're cutting ourselves short at our 80 years, and I don't know about you, but I got a lot more needs to be done than I can get done in 80 years. So what I want to do with you guys is show you how we're going to be resetting to undo all the waste that's already there, right? Because if we were a babe in the wood, right? We were just this babe born in this beautiful, pristine environment. We wouldn't have to worry about all this reset stuff, right? You wouldn't have all the, if you're like me, you wouldn't have 40 years of stuff that you've been doing to your body like a maniac. You wouldn't have 50, 60, 70 years of cellular damage and waste going on. You wouldn't have to worry about this stuff. Sadly, we have that already happen to our bodies, so resetting is kind of like changing the oil on your body. Right? So who knows how to change? Who's ever changed the oil of their car? Right? And it goes in looking like this beautiful golden essence, these angel tears here, this wonderful things. And then when you change the oil, it comes out looking like crud, right? Does that mean something's wrong with the car? No. Right? Does this mean you got a broken car because your oil came out like that? That's just that's the way cars work. You have corrosion, you have things that break down on the inside of the car, life happens, and then you change your oil and things get back to normal. What's your car act like? I had an old car. When I was in high school or college, I had a 15-year-old Chevrolet Chevette. Right? Oldest car is dirt, and I could change the oil on that because it was an old school car. How do you think my car acted right before I changed the oil? It was loud. It was sluggish. It would sputter. It chewed up a lot of gas, right? And I would hit the gas at the light, and then I would go, right? Or my gear, it was automatic. They didn't make no sticks Chevettes, right? It was automatic, so I would be shift. It would like jerk. You had a stick Chevette? No, man. His cousin had a stick Chevette. Did it catch on fire? Some of them did that too. But you're shifting between gears. You're driving, and the car is jerking between gears, right? That's what we're doing right now, right? If we haven't changed our oil in 20, 30, 40, 50 years, we're trying to hit the gas, and then we go, right? We're driving along and we're sputtering and jerking between gears, but it didn't happen overnight. It took time for it to build up like that. It's not one day it did and one day it didn't. So the reset is all we're trying to do is change your oil. It's all we're trying to do. It's also like changing the lint filter on your dryer, right? So if you got a filter that's looking like this dirty one, what's happening to your clothes? You gotta run it longer. What else? Are they wet or are they dry? These wet clothes come out of there and you're running it for 3 hours and nothing happens. So what we're gonna do is clean the lint filter. Then, how do the clothes come out then? Drier. How long does it take? It's a lot faster. Same thing with us. Right now, we're using way too much energy to do everything that we're doing in most cases. We're constantly having to consume to keep up with things that shouldn't require that much energy on our behalf. So all we're really going to be doing is changing this lint filter a little bit so that we can get more done with the body that we got. So I'm going to go over one definition, and then we're going to jump into the challenges and how they work and the prizes and all that. But this one is an important one. So toxin. When I first started this reset journey, this health journey, about 8 years ago, I thought a toxin, this is an honest thought, I thought a toxin was like a government conspiracy, right? Because the word sounds so devious. It was a toxin. There's toxins in your food. I thought they were injecting things in the food to make people sick. That's what it sounded like to me. Who knows what a toxin is? Who's got a good definition for a toxin? Yes. Were you just waving? Things that make you sick. That is correct. Any other, whatever, another definition for a toxin? It's a poison. Correct. I didn't mean to laser you. Boom, got a guy in the head. So that is correct. A toxin is any item that your body cannot digest or assimilate. Any item that your body cannot digest or assimilate. That's a long list of things, right? That could be bacteria, that could be some poisons, that could be chemical additives, that could be pesticides, that could be overly processed foods, drugs, medications, because your body cannot digest or assimilate those things. We're not going to die and whenever we put a toxin in us. If we consume the right types of foods, take care of our bodies, those toxins rush out. But every time you look at a label of food and you see anything on there that's anything other than a fruit, than a plant or an animal, that is really a toxin. Human beings eat two things. We eat plants or we eat animals. That's it. We don't eat every other thing listed on those food labels that we're not able to pronounce. All those other ingredients on there, those are all things, you're going to die when you eat that food, but those are toxins, and those things build up over time. Right? So the best way to kind of consider it is, think of a toxin as a rat. Right? Toxin is a rat. Same thing happened with a rat. Rat comes into your house, and one rat's not going to mess the thing up, but they start to build up over time. Right? You start getting more rats. And then what do rats do? Rats have little poops and it starts to smell funny around the house. You see things getting chewed up and not working properly. The house starts to fall apart. You know when rats are there because bad things start happening in your house. So it doesn't happen overnight. They have to build up, just like toxins. And then they keep going even more. This is what toxins are. They're not killed. They build up day after day. You like this, don't you? Month after month. Year after year. That's what anything on that food label that is not a plant or an animal, that's what it is doing. It is a rat in your house. But how do we get rid of rats? We get an exterminator, right? That's what we're going to be doing. We are going to be exterminating all the rats inside of our houses right now. Right? This is the nastiest one I could find. So we want to eat and live and adopt habits that exterminate these rats every day, 24 hours, 7 days a week. I'm going to burn that in your head a little bit. This is what's going on inside. Right? This is not, oh my God, it's funny. No, this is really what happening inside of people. So we need to start figuring out a way to accept it and do something about it. Now, take it off. So let's go through a couple definitions and stuff real quick. So what does healthy eating mean? Who can define healthy eating? I want to eat healthy. Yes. Only eating, well, you cheater, yes. What are other people, like before you came in this room, what would you define as healthy eating? Yep, yes. The baby's okay, baby. This is a tough baby. Remember I told you to drop my brother? There we go. If that was one of us, we'd be in the ER right now. Keep going, sorry. Yep. And it's funny because you'll read articles or you'll follow the latest diet and they talk about we need stuff that's low fat, right? We need stuff that's low calories. We need wheat bread versus white bread. We want low sodium. But if you think about it, so here's what we know. We know cells need oxygen, water. We need them to remove their waste. We know that we eat plants and animals. So it doesn't, we're taking a normal amount of meat and we're moving the fat out of it. So that's kind of weird, right? And then we're trying to count calories, but there's really no caloric limit once your body figures it out. Breads, that's not in the equation very much. And sodium, so some of the rules out there aren't really fitting with what's really going to make a cell stronger. And there's other definitions, right? Some people say chicken versus red meat is good. Is that, what do you guys think about that? Chicken versus red meat, what do you think? Yeah? What's that? More sustainable? Okay. Weight Watchers meals, what do you think about those? The people crush those things. In the Midwest, this is right here. Weight Watchers, they're crushing those things. What about light salad dressing? Light salad dressing, diet salad dressing. Let me give you a tip. Whenever you see the word light or diet, you think chemical shitstorm. Right? Because what they're doing is they're taking this dressing, whatever food it was, but someone said it needs to have less calories, it needs to have less sodium, and it needs to have less whatever it is. So now they're stripping those things out and adding chemicals in to bring the numbers down into the right range. They're trying to do math on our body, right? So don't eat light, diet. What about Diet Coke versus Coke? Damn, this is so much worse, this Diet Coke stuff, because they're using a chemical. They're using more rats, right, to make our Coke taste different and have, or taste the same, they say, which is terribly not true, but make it have a lot less calories, right, and a lot less sugars in it. But they're putting more rats in, so we're replacing our sugar with rats. Protein powder shakes, about smoothies and things. That's a controversial one. What do you guys think about protein smoothies? It's healthy? Okay. Yes? Excellent. Good, good. So there's a lot of, here's the point. There are a lot of different definitions on what healthy is and what healthy ain't. And it would confuse the heck out of people. Who's confused about what the heck to do half the time to do something healthy? You don't even know, because you read one article, it's telling you one thing, you had another article telling you something else. We're going to leave this room, we're all going to be on the same page on what is healthy and what is not, and it's going to be far simpler than any of these things. I can guarantee you that. So I want to talk to you about what we're going to be doing for the next 4 months. We're going to go through half of the reset challenges that I have devised and are in my book and on my blog. So don't look at these pictures too much. But we're going to do the first 4 challenges. These are a series of temporary dietary changes that we're all going to make as a group, and then we will see if they work or if they don't work. If they work, you keep doing them. If they don't work, talk bad about me, right? But then you get to be the judge. You're not letting someone else judge you and what your body's going to take effect on. So let's go through each of these challenges real quick, and then we'll jump into some questions. So these are just some things that people wrote about. Water challenge. First thing we're going to talk about here is the water challenge, because that's one of the most vital, important things that we're going to build this whole reset your body all on. So you should, as a human being in this day and age of toxic exposure that we have, your goal is to drink about ½ ounce per pound that you weigh of water each day. ½ ounce per pound that you weigh. So I'm 200 pounds. How many ounces do I need to drink? Very good. Do your own math in your head. You need to drink, if you're 150 pounds, you need to drink 75 ounces of water. Why do we need to drink all that damn water? So for me, this is a little one. This is a big one. This is a gallon jug. How many ounces is in a gallon? 128. No one ever knows that. It's amazing. 128. I know, you just look great. Sorry, I can't keep throwing these things out. So I'm about right here. For me, I drink about this much of water per day. Some people might not think that's anything. Who thinks that's a lot of water? This much water. Yeah, That's a lot of water for some. It was a lot of water for me. I never drank water at all. I was chronically dehydrated my first 33 years of my life. Didn't even know. I had no idea. It's amazing. But now I drink probably this times 1.5 of these every day of water because it's very natural now. Why does a human being need to drink so much darn water? Water is the river that takes all of your nutrients to these 100 trillion cells. Right? Water is the thing that brings all these foods you eat. That's how the cells get all the nutrients. Water is the thing that washes away all the cell poop, right? So it doesn't build up. Water is the thing that helps get out all the fat, right? It washes out all the rats and the toxins and the scar tissue in your body and anything inside your body that needs to get washed out. Water is the only thing that does that. Not liquids or fluids, because they don't act the same as water. Who has a soda container here that I can, thank you. Now you know we all looking at you, right? Yeah. Take this right here. I'm kidding. So, ooh, it's Coke Zero too. This guy just had a flap for more ingredients this thing probably has. So, no, you're totally, I trust you. We're just giving you a hard time, obviously. That's it? That's all right. Well, so let's read this. So we're going to talk about water. Water is a very unique substance, right? 80% of your body is water, right? 80% of your body, 70% of the earth is made of water. The solution's all around us, right? But everything isn't treated like water. Everything isn't, right? And if I were to, every ingredient on here, it's a solid thing. It's a solid that we just ground up and we made a liquid out of it. But your body doesn't treat it like water. If I were to take a hamburger and blend it up in a Vitamix, right, and then drink that, is that the same as water? Yeah, you can't fool the body by blending something up. And so they just blended some things up here. So let's see what we got in Coke Zero. Ooh, number 1 ingredient is carbonated water. It's a good thing. Number 2, caramel color. Is that water? One more rat there. Phosphoric acid. Is that water? 2 rats. Aspartame. Is that water? Brat. Natural flavors. Natural flavors. It's like a little butterfly just flew on the lid there and pooped right in there. Made it wonderful. This is a rat too, FYI. Potassium citrate, another word I can't pronounce, and then caffeine at the bottom. So does your body treat this drink like water? No. Right? It's not bad. I mean, I drink soda here and there, usually mixed up with some vodka or something. But a soda is not going to kill you just because you drink it. So we're not that frail. Thank you.
I didn't need it back.
It's yours, man. So what we need to do with water is use it. We need to drink half an ounce per pound we weigh, which seems like a lot. But that's what is going to make the magic happen. I've had people that lose, I had a guy lose 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds just by doing the water challenge. I bumped into a guy at a meeting. I said, Jose was like 355 pounds. Jose was a big guy. I said, Jose, half your body weight in ounces, boom. 2 weeks later, I come back, Jose had lost 30 pounds. All he did was do the water thing, drink more water. I've had people that at boot camps, they show up 2 weeks later, they lost 20, 25 pounds. So how does a water challenge work? Well, you figure out your amount of ounces. And by the way, if you need, this isn't a weight loss thing. If you are a person that needs to gain weight, getting more nutrients to your cells, is that going to help you gain weight or lose weight if you need to? Depends on which way you need to go. You might be undernourished, right, because you're not getting enough of these things in your body. And once you do them right, you start to gain the weight. You gain the muscle back. So you fill up your jug with your daily amount of water. So what you don't want to do is get a whole bunch of little cups, right, and lay them all around and try to figure out did I do 9 cups? Am I a third of this? What's going on here? You don't want to do that. You want to get your 1 jug and you want to fill it up. That way your goal is looking at you all day long. It's staring you in your face. You know what's going to happen with this jug of water here. And you fill it up every morning. And how do you know you're done? That's right. That's it. You do that for 10 days. It sounds so simple. a lot of people won't do it because they don't think it works. It's crazy. Here's what you're going to notice. Your skin's going to clear up, right? You're going to become more regular. You won't be in the bathroom reading an entire novel anymore, right? Things will happen pretty quick. You're going to wake up a lot easier, right? You're going to have a lot of interesting, I love hearing about all the things. A lot of people have less chronic pain, right? Because you're just flushing. This is your body's river. This is how it works. What else is going to happen when you drink a lot of water? Yep. Who said that? Yes. I know. You and the rest of you will pee. Don't do it all together, but it's going to happen. And I know it's frustrating and, oh my God, I don't want to pee. It's important, right? That's where the bad stuff goes. It doesn't just evaporate. We have to get it out. But here's the trick. When I do my water, I put, for a gallon, I put about a half a teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt in my water. Why? Anyone know why? Yeah, that's what helps your cells absorb all this. When you drink a lot of water, like a big heavy drinker, water drinker like me, you need to consume a lot of salt as well. Otherwise, it just kind of flushes through you, like you said, and you go to the bathroom a bunch. It doesn't go into your cells as easily. So you don't have to put the salt in there, but that will help it hydrate into your cells that much more, exponentially more. So pink Himalayan sea salt, don't put table salt in there, right? Don't go to the bar and do a tequila shot and then brush off that, and that doesn't cover your salt for the day. For a gallon, I would do a half a teaspoon. But all the details are also on the blog there on the link at the bottom of that page there. Something oil-based, like a vinaigrette or something like that. Don't try not to do all the ranch. Ranch is just a whole bunch of milk and who the hell knows what's piled in there and cream and all that. Yeah, rats. This is rat heaven going on in there. Don't eat the rats. So your job is to see how quickly can you eat 21 salads. If you eat 3 salads a day, like I'll have my breakfast, I'll eat a bunch of fruit, a fruit salad before my breakfast. I'll eat my breakfast. It sure does. Then I'll have a salad before my lunch, whatever my lunch is. And then I'll have a salad before my dinner, whatever my dinner is, right? So if you eat 3 salads a day, how many days will it take you to eat 21 salads? I gave you the answer. Dang it. That is correct. So it should take you can do this in 7 days. Or it could take, maybe you do 2 salads a day, it takes you about 10, 11 days. You just need to see how long it takes for you to get through it. You have a whole month to do it. Don't take 21 days to do the 21-day salad. Please. You won't feel the effect so much. What are you going to notice? You're going to notice, once again, you're going to be a lot more regular. What you're doing is dumping a lot of live fiber, and it's really eating away at all the hamburgers, buns, and donuts, and muffins, and pizza, and everything that we ate before. It's eating away at that. It's kind of like little Pac-Man in there, kind of eating away, right, at all the stuff that's already in there. So this is what you need to worry about on the 21 Salad Challenge. Your skin will get a ton better. Your digestion will improve. It will skyrocket because your stomach now has some enzymes to help it digest all the food that you're dumping in there. And then another thing, right? Your body is this tube. There's this tube in your body. It starts right here, and it ends right here. It's 30 feet long, and it's flexible. So it's winding around in here. So when you get a lot of food that's not moving too well, what's that flexible tube going to do? It's going to grow out like this right here. And it's going to keep on growing out right here. Right? It's going to keep puffing its way out because it's not getting enough fiber to move everything through. So one thing that's going to happen for you, your waist is going to slim down tremendously. I mean, you'll see people, there's cool stories here. This lady lost 4 pounds. This person lost a whole bunch of inches, 2 inches on their waist. I've seen a lot of people lose 3, 4 inches off of their waist doing the 21 Salad Challenge. And it only takes 7 days to do these type of things. So this was going to be our 2nd month when we tackle this all together, not this month. So we're thinking 30 days ahead here. So you don't need to commit right now. But who thinks within this 4-month period they can tackle the 21 Salad Challenge? Who thinks they can do it? Turn to your neighbor and say, I commit. All right. This is for real. Okay. This is for real stuff. Brenda's committing. All right, 2 more to go, then we'll be done. The next one is the No Bread Week Challenge. The question is, can you eat Ezekiel breads? I'll answer that in a minute. No Bread Week Challenge. Are there any Italians in the room? Yeah, I know you people don't like it. Look, Chrissy's like, yes, I am. Italians never like this one. It's okay. It's only for a week. I know. I understand, buddy. It's only for 1 week, so it'll be okay. So here's the deal. What's wrong with bread? What's that? See, and that's a good distinction. Here's what I think. I think human beings have been eating bread for thousands of years. Thousands of years, right? So I don't necessarily believe that bread in and of itself is the killer. It's this thing that's trying to take us down, right? I think a lot of things have changed in our society in the last 30, 40, 50, 60 years in our food sources. But regardless, I don't think bread is the most natural of items either, right? You're never going to walk out in a field and just see a whole bunch of loaves on the vine, right? This doesn't just grow like that, right? You take some wheat and you run it through 1,000 steps, you throw some yeast in there, and then it makes this fluffy, bulky thing. And that's what I have a problem with bread, is it's too fluffy and it's too bulky, right? You eat this, you chew it up. I used to do a little thing where I would take a cup and I'd put a slice of bread in there, and it would expand, and within an hour, it filled up the cup, because it just soaks it all up. And don't forget, you got this tube, your 30-foot tube running through you, and it's just slowing down. It's a slow mover on the digestive highway. It's clogging up stuff. Things are piling up after it on the freeway. Food's honking the horn. You can't get by the bread. Bread's in the way. How do I get by the bread? And it's just puffing things out. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Sure, that's what's happening. So what we're trying to do with the No Bread Challenge is we are trying to, for 1 week, to see if we can see how our body reacts without some bread. Now, there is a long, extensive list of what breads are, and Ezekiel bread is on the list of banned foods, unfortunately, for 1 week, not forever, right? On the list here, if you go to, you'll see the list at the No Bread blog. We're talking about pastas, too. We're talking about rices. We're talking about certain types of potatoes. We're talking about any puffy, fluffy thing that's going to slow down our digestive tube. So it's only for 1 week. Here's what you'll see. I've seen some of the craziest stuff. There was a guy, this guy lost 47 pounds. He did it for 45 days. He lost 47 pounds, lost 6 inches on his waist, 10 inches on his belly, 1.5 inches on his neck. This is actually a fortune builder student, this guy. Your digestion is going to fly through the roof. You're going to lose so many inches on your waist, right? Your digestion is going to get better. You're going to get less heartburn. You're going to get a lot less the burps. You're going to get a lot less gas and air, because when you trap some air behind some bread and it loosens up, the wind is going somewhere, okay? The wind is going somewhere. I'm just letting you know where it's going to go. There it is. So here's the rules. Look at the banned foods. Don't eat them. Drink a lot of water and do it for 7 days. That's it. Your goal is just to see if these things work. It is not to prove them or to disprove them. It's to see how what happens to your body when you try it out for a few days. And they're designed that if you like them and they work, I want you to keep doing them forever and ever and ever. If you like the result. If you don't like the result, stop them. Don't do them at all. But this is the, yes, sir?
Are these happening simultaneously, or?
Nope. We're going to tackle these one at a time per month. So this will be month 3 is when we jump on the No Bread Challenge. But if you like the Water Challenge, you're still doing that at this point, right? If you like the 21 Salad Challenge, you're still doing that at this point. You will see that it takes 21 days to make a habit. Let's make some habits here. That's all we're really trying to do. So this is going to be 3 months from now. You see how it works in your head. Who thinks maybe in 3 months they will be brave enough to take 7 days and take a break from bread? Who thinks they can commit to doing that? Turn to your partner, because ain't that many hands up, and say, I commit. They're all dropping off like flies. Look at that. Dropping off like flies. Here's the last one, because we're way over time. Here's the last one. Last one is the No Sugar Challenge. Ooh, damn. The knives come out and the guns. We hate you, Terry. Your jokes aren't funny anymore. So check it out. We're almost done. 1 sec. The no sugar challenge. What's the big deal with sugar? It really isn't everything. It's toxic. What makes it so toxic? It's so delicious. It's deliciousness. This is what I used to think sugar was. There's a sugar cane, right? It's a tree. What's wrong with sugar? Nature made it. Well, that was 12 steps ago, right? This is the process that sugar goes through to turn into the crystallized stuff that we eat to this day, right? It's not here where they shred it up, right? It's not just here where they boil off some stuff. It's where they add the chemicals, it's where they evaporate it out, it's where they crystallize it, it's where they vaporize, it's where they do a lot of things. And then your body, what does your body see at that point? Chemistry. I thought you were going to say rats. You're my rat guy. Rats, right? Because it's no longer a plant or an animal to your body. It's like, I don't know what the hell this thing is. Put it over here until we figure out what to do with it. This is the #1 rat in all of our food because they put it in everything in American food because the food's so bland nowadays because the crop rotations suck and there's not enough, or there's a lot of chemical overlays in there. They need to sweeten it up. All our food has some of this stuff in it. So the 10-day no sugar challenge, it's not a whole month. It's only for 10 days. In 10 days, how many pounds of sugar, here, I'll give out another thing. How many pounds of sugar do you think the average American eats in 10 days?
20, 30.
400 pounds. It's lower than a lot of those. It's lower than that. Who said 4? All right. You guys did great. Congratulations. 4 pounds of sugar in 10 days. You ever see one of those big Domino sugar bags, one of these big things like that? That's 5 pounds. So you're eating that much sugar, the average American, in 10 days. So what we want to do is cut out 4 pounds of sugar. That's all we're really trying to do. So you will notice interesting things. You will stop being so lethargic. After you get through the crazy phase where you think you're going to die because you haven't had sugar, right? You're going to not take as many naps. You're going to wake up a lot easier in the morning. If a lot of you have chronic pain, when I eat sugar, my knees and shoulders, my joints hurt right away. Your body has a weak spot. And that sugar, all those toxins, all those rats, somehow they find your weak spot the quickest. If your weak spot is your eyes, you probably have bad eyesight. If your weak spot is your brain, at some point those toxins will build up and you'll have Alzheimer's at some point, right? If your weak spot is your heart, you just have to keep an eye on what your weak spot is. Doesn't mean that's something that you are guaranteed to have that ailment. But when you do bad things to your body, it will go right to your weak spot, and that's what's going to happen. So what we're trying to do here is list off a few things that you're going to not eat. The website has everything. It's basically everything in your house. You're not going to be able to eat it. So you can't add sugar to anything. So no putting sugar in your coffee, no putting sugar in your tea, so no sugars. The only sweetener you can use is honey. You can look at that, honey, yeah. You can use all the honey you want. We're not using stevia, we're not using anything else for this 10-day challenge. Use all the honey you want, go crazy in honey. Get yourself a bee farm. But don't add any sugar to anything, and look at the ingredients label. Don't look at the nutrition label. The nutrition label breaks down calories, it breaks down protein, sodium and all that. We're not worried about the nutrition label. We're worried about the ingredients label. What's actually in the food. We're looking at plants, we're looking at animals. You can't eat anything that has sugar listed on the ingredients label. So you're going to be going to Whole Foods, you're going to be going to Sprouts, you're going to be going to health food stores. Most importantly, you're going to be cooking at home more because you know what's in that food. Because you can't eat fast food, and you're not drinking sodas, and no energy drinks, no Red Bulls and all that. Which sounds like, oh my God, how do we live? Those things didn't exist 50 years ago. My grandmother never had a Red Bull. She was a little girl. What? Right? My grandmother never had a TV dinner when she was a little girl. These are not things that have been around since the creation of man. These are all new things. And if you take a graph and figure out when the new things started and all the cancer and diabetes and heart disease, you'll see a real close correlation to when all this new, fancy, convenient food came about. So I'm not asking you to go crazy. You'll have to get creative on this one if you're on the road. That's cool. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yep, you got sugar, you got high fructose corn syrup, you got a lot of, the list, by the way, is going to be on the blog site because there's a few things, and we're not going to go crazy bonkers with this because it just gets too difficult, which if you think about it, that's a reason why our culture has our health issues that we have. It's so difficult not to eat sugar, which is this big rat poison, right? Rat, good job. So this one starts in the end of April and ends in May. I'm going to wait to let you commit to this one. Right? I'm going to let you see how the first 3 challenges work. Right? I'm going to let you sell yourself on doing this one. Because you'll say, well, the first one I lost some weight, I'm sleeping better. Second one, my skin's better, I'm digesting better. Fourth one, oh my God, I can fit that new dress. And then I'll let you sell yourself on doing number 4. Yes, sir?
Terry, is it true that once you implement some of these things, like I've done this in the past, that your palate changes, and I mean, it's kind of weird that you save this to the end. By then, you're so cleaned out that you're probably not even crazy.
Don't be giving away the secret. No, you're totally right. You're totally right. You're totally right. And I'm playing because by the end, you won't be so overstimulated that you need so much sugar in your diet to enjoy food anymore. So you're correct. It will wash you out. Every day you're eating something or drinking something that is actually cleansing you instead of clogging you. So you're spot on. By the time you get here, this will be so much easier because I couldn't have done this 8 years ago. Now, this is like a piece of cake. Food has flavor to it now to me. So that's going to be the 4th challenge coming up at the end of this. By that time, imagine how you're going to feel after 4 months of drinking that much water that's going to nourish your body and wash out the waste. Right? Imagine eating that much live fruit and vegetable salads for 4 months to see what your body is going to feel like then. Imagine cutting bread out. You can have a cheat meal. Oh, and there's a good point. You can get a cheat meal, right? So you're not living a life of starvation. You're going to be able to have cheat meals once a week. You can have a cheat meal when you're on this type of lifestyle program, I like to call it. I have a cheat meal, not a cheat day, right? A cheat, oh my God. I usually do 1 cheat meal, sometimes 2, depending on how much I feel like I earned it. And what can I eat on my cheat meal? Any guesses? Rats. A whole nest of rats. Some people are like, yeah, I think I want to make a tofu, whatever. No, a cheat meal means I'm taking a pizza, I'm putting some salami on top, I'm putting rats, I've got some whipped cream, some ice cream, I got a hamburger bun on there. I'm putting whatever I want. My cheat day, my cheat meal is a cheat meal. You are not trying to be healthy because here's what will happen to you. How will you feel after that cheat meal? Terrible. Yeah. And people come to me and they're like, oh my God, Terry, I feel like crap. And I said, you've been feeling that way for years, man. You just didn't notice it till now. Right? So that's what we're trying to do is I want you to enjoy yourselves, live it up, but you'll see what's happening when you do these things. So let's jump into, real quick. Let me prep you for the haters. Ooh, the haters are out there. They're right outside that door. All the haters are there. The ones who are going to say, well, there's no proof to this. I read a study that said so and so and such, and they're going to try to take you out of the game. Lame online articles. My doctor said. This does not mean don't go check with your doctor, right? Check with your doctor on all this. Feel free to. Your doctor, not someone else's my doctor said deal. So I have a philosophy on life, right? I think our health lives are very similar to our financial lives. I think that probably about, if we take 20 people, 19 of those people aren't really living the life they want, right? 19, if you just take someone and look at what were your dreams, what were your goals, Mr. or Mrs. Individual? Do you have the job you want? Are you married to the person you want to be? Are your family life like you want? Are you financially where you want to be? Can you take the trips you want? Do you have the car you want? Or your house you want? Do you live in this place that you want? Are you living the life that you designed and you are dreamed of for yourself? 19 out of 20 people will say no. It's those 1 out of 20 people right? I think those are the fortune builder type people, in my opinion. The people that are willing to push through the struggles. People that are willing to do the thing the other people are not willing to do. Right? I've worked at a lot of companies. I've never seen a culture anywhere like what Fortune Builders is. I've never seen what Than, Paul, Conrad, JD have put together as a collective of individuals that just take challenges and eat these damn things for breakfast. Right? I think that's amazing that this company here, this is the 1 out of 20. And these are the people that do the thing that the other people don't do. How do you study wealth? You find wealthy people. That's what our students are doing. They're bonding together with people that are wealth, and they will then copy their lifestyles, and that's how you get to the wealth. How do you become healthy? You find the healthiest person you know, and you do everything that they do. That's how you become healthy. It's not about some study that proved this or showed that or the keys to this, that. It's not about that. It's really about modeling success. So find your success and don't let someone scare you off of your game. Right? It happens every day out there. These people are going to love you. They're going to try to take care of you. They want you to be like them. They're scared for you. They don't understand. But you need to be strong enough in your convictions to say, listen, this is what I'm doing. This is my why. Tell them why you're doing this. You know, I'm looking to get better health. I'm looking to sleep better. I need to get these old injuries out of my way. I don't want to get cancer when I'm 90 or whatever it is. Tell them why you're doing it and then show them the same stuff that you learn. Like if this is of interest, send them to the blog. Let them learn it the same way you saw it. Don't try to go preaching to these people because they already know you're the clown that got drunk on New Year's and threw up. Right? They know that you're the kid that's been eating sloppy joes and things every day all your life. They already know what you know. Let them see it from another source. That way they can get the info the same way. But don't let people throw you off of your game. Oh my God, there's too much water to drink. You know, oh, that's terrible. Bread's great for you. You need to be doing this, that, and the other. Don't let people throw you off of your game. It's important you guys leave this room knowing what you're going to do and not letting other people sway you once you get outside of these walls. So, does that make sense? Yes. Good. Be strong. So, we're going to start the water challenge when? Tomorrow. Excellent. Here's what we do. There's prizes, right? So, the more people in the company participate and complete the challenge, the better the prize will be for one person. We're selecting one lucky individual. And let's say we get a level 1. 20% of the company participates. 300 people in the company, it's about 60 people actually complete the water challenge within 30 days. Then you get a $50 Whole Food certificate. $50. That'll get you this one, and that one. Enjoy it. It's going to be amazing. That's if 20% of us do it. 60 of us do it. You'll be able to go onto the tracker and see. Can you bring up the website there real quick, Sean? I'll show you guys how the tracker works and how you can kind of check on things. So you're going to go to that website I gave you. You're going to click Login. Then you're going to click Create Account. Then you're going to click Company. And you're going to Fortune Builders, and Sean, you can sign on in there. So my programmers have been working on this, making all kind of changes today. So if something bombs, be prepared. Woo, it worked. All right, so this is what you're going to come into. You'll put your name in here. You'll put your start, it has a start date already. And then put some goals in there. Set your start weight. Some people are afraid to weigh themselves. Weigh yourself. Sometimes it's good to see where you're at. We got to measure. We need some measurables here to make sure we're making progress. So weigh yourself. And then you want to check out your start inches. Can you click on this question mark, please? How do you measure your start inches? Well, there's 4 places on your body you want to measure. Right? You're going to measure your upper arms, here, here. You're going to measure your waist. You're going to measure your butt area. And you're going to measure your legs. Right? You're going to measure those areas, get some with a tape measure. And we're going to add them all up. And you can X that out, please.
That information's on the website, correct?
That is correct. And you put that into here. Because some of you might not lose 1 pound, but you drop 8 dress sizes or something crazy. Right? You're going to shrink a lot in your body. You might not have any weight to lose or gain. You might just have some things need to get compressed and tightened up. That might happen for you. You need to be able to track that so you know if you're making progress or not. Right? And then you'll be going through here. You can scroll down a little bit, Sean. And as you complete the challenge, you're going to check the box for whichever one you completed. This month, as you can see, is the water challenge. So you'll check that box. That's how we know who's completed their challenge. 30 days from now, we're going to take a look at those numbers and see who has actually completed the challenge. So if you scroll up a little bit, click on the support forum, please. Yes, sir. So, and then you have to log, you have a Facebook account by chance? No? You need a Facebook account to do this. Because we have a support group. It's all going to be Fortune Builders only. We have our own support group. So as you jump into this, we can all support one another. Hey, I'm doing the water challenge and I peed 39 times today. Who else got me? Right? Hey, I'm doing the salad thing and I need some better recipes on what's going on. What you got? Right? I need some new bread options. What do I do? Just so you know, for the no bread challenge, you can have tortilla wraps. Right? Because this is not about gluten. This is about fluffy, clogging things. So you can eat all the wraps you want to the no bread challenge. So you'll be able to come in there. There we go. So there's me and Rachel. We're running this thing right now. You'll be able to post whatever you want in there. Post pictures up, go back and forth, interact. It'll be a good support. Post any questions. Every question that you have, I answer all the questions. Right? They might be later on in the day, but ask questions if you're caught up or stumped somewhere, and I'll be able to help you guys out with that. So that's something I want you to see. You can go back to the challenge tab, please. You can always download a tracking sheet here. You can write down your goals and track your salads and track all that. That's a downloadable sheet. So that's a cool thing. Click on dashboard, please. When you come into here, holy, you guys are quick. You guys are good. So 33 of you have signed up so far. 33 of you are going to walk out here with a gift. The other you will look at the other people's gift and be jealous. Yes? Shoot me an email and I'll make sure I get that fixed for you. Okay? Terry at fortunebuilders.com. Another question? So you'll be checking these things off and we'll be seeing badges popping up and appearing across here. And at the top, there'll be a little calculation that tells us what percentage of the company has already completed these. So be sure to get registered on there because I can tell who did what when. And this is how we can make sure that at the end of the month, we get the best prizes for everyone. You guys can jump back to the PowerPoint, please. Yes.
It has to be a certain type, like somebody told me a certain number on water I've never seen, or not the water challenge,
Yeah.
you said fill that up, but
Yeah. That's a good question. To keep things water at all, I want to start there. Whatever water you can get is better than no water at all. I personally drink, I don't like drinking a lot of tap water because there's a lot of fluoride and chlorine in it, which is rats. But I don't want someone not drinking water and drinking something else instead, and they blame the fact it was from the tap, right? So my order of preference is spring water, is my preference, or filtered water. I have a filter that filters out chlorine, fluoride, and whatever you got after that, we can fight over back and forth which water is better than the other, if that makes sense. Yes, Brenda? Okay. So level one, if 20% of us do it, we get someone gets a $50 Whole Foods gift certificate. Every month, we're going to have a webinar that wraps up the month. I'll invite everyone onto the webinar. You're going to get 2 emails a month. Everyone in the company is going to get 2 emails a month about this. So you're not going to get 1,000 of them. The first email will announce when the new challenge is starting. The second email will announce 10 days before it ends, so you can do the scramble, right? That's it. You're going to get blown up with emails. Don't freak out over all that. You're going to get 2 emails a month. If level 2, hey, look at that. We get Lululemon. And they have guy stuff too. So, no, 90 people do it. We get $100 at Lululemon. That's one leg of Lululemon gear, but it's going to be very nice. This was on their website. I got no help with that. Next thing, the level 3 prize, right? 40% of the company completes the challenge. That's 120 people. We get $150 at George's on the Cove. Someone will. We draw, one person gets that. You'll be here. You'll see dolphins, right? The whales will go by. It'll be the red tide at night. It'll be shimmering. It'll be beautiful. So that's what happens at the end of every month, and we'll announce that on the webinar. at the end of every month, and we'll talk about what the next challenge is going to be as well. This is kind of what the support site will look like. You can always get through there through Facebook, but you will need Facebook login to go through the support site, and you can always ask questions, and we all kind of chime in and have fun with it and all that fun stuff. The next challenges are as following, and there'll be an email tomorrow that'll sum all these things up. So we're starting on Valentine's Day. Will be the 21 Salad Challenge, so get your loved one something crispy for love, right? And then we got March, and then we got April's when we're starting the other challenges. So you can do can you do these while you're traveling? Yeah. Are they impossible to do? Are they easy to not do? That's the trick, right? You have to be able to push yourself when it's convenient not to do these things. So, and there's one grand prize at the very end of the 4 months. Oh my God. Oh my God. So I am actually still working with our esteemed finance department here to see if we can get you guys an amazing final grand prize. Do you guys think that maybe Paulus Asian should up the ante a little bit on the final grand prize? What do you guys think? So we'll talk a little more. He wants to give a free bottle of water with water in it, apparently. How generous is that? So we'll announce that as we get closer to the end. Let me work on Paul a little more. I want to get you guys something amazing. I have some super cool ones in mind, by the way. So what do you do now? Now you go register on the tracker there on my site so I can make sure I know who's involved. And the sooner you register, the sooner I can start kind of hooking you guys up with some freebies. Then you start the water challenge when? Get a water jug. Go to the grocery store, get a water jug. Go to the water store if you want one of these cool jugs with a handle. Just get a jug. Don't try to do this with a whole bunch of little cups laying around because you're going to invariably not calculate right or lose control. Or you're going to sip on this for 5 hours and think you did a whole bunch more than you did. So do that. Enter your measurements on the site. Put your goal for your weight, put your goal for your measurements, figure all that stuff out, take advantage of it all because it's all there for you guys to take advantage of and get the best use of. So with that said, that's kind of about it. I went as over as a human being could possibly go. But do you guys have any questions about what to do next and all that? Yes, Brenda.
I love the water challenge. I love everything you do. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
My question is, I like drinking cold water.
Yeah,
So what's your suggestion on filling that up with certain cold
sure.
all day? Or do you just get used to it and I'm cool with that answer?
If you drink cold water, your body has to use energy to heat it up. If you drink hot water, your body has to use energy to cool it down. So I usually just keep mine at room temperature. Keep yours in a fridge, right? Take half to work. Maybe take half of your amount to work and leave the other half at home in a one jug, right? One jug there, one jug here, and keep it cold. Keep it cold for you, but you'll figure out some solution there. Thank you. Yes.
So you say the salt, you add the salt, and I can understand, so you don't wash out. What about lemon?
Definitely. You could put any type of chopped up vegetable or fruit in here. Some people put cucumbers in there. Some put lemons. Some put, what other weird things I've seen in there? Yeah. Yep. Any kind of fruit and vegetable makes it flavorful. Yes.
So like smart water already has sodium in it.
Okay.
Do you need to put like add salt to that or anything like that?
You don't need to at all. No. I don't know exactly salt water's makeup, but if you, like I do it, and see how much you pee, right? Try it out for a day. Do it with the salt one day and do it without and see what happens, how your body handles it. Yes. Yeah. I wouldn't think so. Based on take a look at, on the blog, you'll see a link to a site that helps you calculate out what your salt water would be in your water. So figure out if you're already doing that in a day already, because I thought I was just by sprinkling, but once you measure it out, you're like, ooh, I'm not nearly doing enough to handle all this water. Cindy. That is correct. It's nature's sugar. There are no rats in the fruit. So as far as, you mean for the no sugar challenge, you mean? Yeah, fruit, 100%. Eat all the fruit you want on the no sugar challenge. the reason, a lot of this is based on history, right? I know that over 200,000 years, we've been eating fruit and eating vegetables, and we never had the diseases and obesity we have now. The thing that changed really was processing all that sugar out and doing something different with it. Good question. Yes, sir. I have to look at the list because that list is from a paleo website. I think oatmeal is fine, but I'll have to look at the list. But look on the list to be confirmed. Yeah. Don't go getting Quaker Oats, you know, like the Insta microwave version or anything. Yes, sir.
I eat a lot of salad already, but I'm sort of European style. I always have it with my meal.
Okay.
We're specific about having it before the meal. Does it make a difference when you have it?
Good catch. The reason I recommend people do it before the meal for the salad challenge, why do you think? You eat less, and sometimes people get so full from the darn meal, they don't have room for the salad. So I want the salad up front so that we don't leave out our buddy salad there. Yes, sir. That's a good point. On this blog, you will see, you'll be happy to know that alcohol, the sugars and alcohol come from the distillery process. They are not added, so they aren't on the ingredients label. So yes, you can have alcohol. Hey, I'm easy. Kevin.
As far as the asymmetric salads.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, one sec. Kevin's got a good salad question.
so like, I have an apple every day. Does that count as a salad or like what's the?
Good question. Does a apple count as a salad? Don't laugh. And for breakfast, here's what I'll have. A lot of times with my breakfast, I will have an apple, an avocado, and a banana. So that to me is enough to have proportionally based on what I'm eating. That I feel good about calling a salad. Whatever you need to eat to make yourself feel like you're not cheating yourself, right? At least get a couple of vegetables in there, right? Maybe 2 apples, right? Good question. Brenda.
So on the salad challenge, like during lunch or dinner, specifically, cheese on mayo,
Mm-hmm.
cheese, what you're recommending is veggies and fruit.
For the salad challenge, so the point of the salad challenge is not to limit anything you're already eating. So if you have things on your, like if you want to put meat on your salad, go for it, right? If there's cheese on the salad, go for it. I don't personally prefer that. But yes, you can have things on your salad because think about it. I mean, if you're having a salad and then you're having a pizza, you can just put the damn things together and eat them for all I care. But you're gonna eat them one way or another, so it's fine if there's things on the salad. It's a good question. My rules are pretty easy, right? I'm not trying to do anything drastic. I don't want people to fail because they thought it was too difficult, too insurmountable of a task. But what I do know is if you step through these challenges, I've had enough people tell me it changed their life, right? It changed how their body works. They got off of medications. They have a ton more energy now. They're able to spend more time with their family and friends, right? Their body works better. They can walk upstairs like they couldn't. There's the guys that couldn't walk, right? His body was so traumatized from arthritis, he couldn't walk for 5 years, and this guy's been doing the challenges and doing some of the cleanses as well. Now this guy's running. This guy's running 5K runs again. He couldn't even walk from his arthritis. So what I do know is if you guys give this stuff a chance, if we all bond together to help each other when we get weak, I think at the end of this 4 months, we're going to make some transformations that I think are unimaginable and from where we sit right now. So with that said, if you got some more questions, feel free to come on up and hang out. The rest of us, I know we need to go to bed and all that, but thank you guys. Mm-hmm. For the salad challenge, so the point of the salad challenge is not to limit anything you're already eating. So if you have things on your, like if you want to put meat on your salad, go for it, right? If there's cheese on the salad, go for it. I don't personally prefer that. But yes, you can have things on your salad because think about it. I mean, if you're having a salad and then you're having a pizza, you can just put the damn things together and eat them for all I care. But you're gonna eat them one way or another, so it's fine if there's things on the salad. It's a good question. My rules are pretty easy, right? I'm not trying to do anything drastic. I don't want people to fail because they thought it was too difficult, too insurmountable of a task. But what I do know is if you step through these challenges, I've had enough people tell me it changed their life, right? It changed how their body works. They got off of medications. They have a ton more energy now. They're able to spend more time with their family and friends, right? Their body works better. They can walk upstairs like they couldn't. There's the guys that couldn't walk, right? His body was so traumatized from arthritis, he couldn't walk for 5 years, and this guy's been doing the challenges and doing some of the cleanses as well. Now this guy's running. This guy's running 5K runs again. He couldn't even walk from his arthritis. So what I do know is if you guys give this stuff a chance, if we all bond together to help each other when we get weak, I think at the end of this 4 months, we're going to make some transformations that I think are unimaginable and from where we sit right now. So with that said, if you got some more questions, feel free to come on up and hang out. The rest of us, I know we need to go to bed and all that, but thank you guys.